Good afternoon, everyone. Many a times it happens that we want to pursue our interests, to learn something new, or to hone our problem solving skills and to challenge ourselves in new ways. But we don't know how to do it. And is rightly said by Albert Einstein that curiosity has its own reason for existing. I have no special talent, but I am passionately curious. For getting guidance in all these areas, we welcome you to an interactive webinar on strengthening research acumen, organized by Women Development Cell and Internal Complaint Committee, Gujarat University. We are happy to have two distinguished resource persons with us who will guide us in writing review article and research paper. Please post your questions in the chat box whenever required. I request you all to rise for university song.
वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन गुजरात यूनिवर्सिटी आपणी गुजरात यूनिवर्सिटी आपणी विद्यातणु तपोवन वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन
राष्ट्र चेतना कला साधना खेल भावना विकसे
विश्व मानवी बनी गुजराती विश्व सकल માં વિલસે સ્નેહ સંપ સહકારની સાથે દેતી તું સન્મતિ સૌના સાથને સંગાથે સૌ સિદ્ધ કરે ઉન્નતિ પ્રેમ બંધુતા સમાનતાના પલ પલ પ્રસરે સ્પંદન વંદન અભિનંદન વંદન અભિનંદન वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन
Thank you. Professor Dr. Himanshu Pandya, sir, respected Honorable Vice Chancellor of Gujarat University. He's a bit occupied today, but he has conveyed his best wishes to us. Dr. Hitesh Patel, Professor, Department of Chemistry, Gujarat University. Dr. Kaid Johar, Associate Professor, Department of Zoology, Biomedical Technology and Human Genetics, School of Sciences, Gujarat University. Dr. Archana Makar, Chairperson, Women Development Cell, Professor and Head of the Department of Botany, Bioinformatics and Climate Change Impacts Management, Gujarat University. Professor Dr. Bhati Pathak, Chairperson, Internal Complaint Committee and Director, School of Commerce, Gujarat University. Dr. Jyoti Parikh, Member Secretary, Women Development Cell and Internal Complaint Committee, Professor and Head of the Department, Computer Science, Gujarat University. Thank you. May I request Dr. Archana Makad ma'am for the formal welcome address.
Thank you, Maitri. Good afternoon. It's truly a pleasure to welcome you all here to this interactive webinar on strengthening research acumen. WDC and ICC, as we all know, is committed to addressing relevant issues by way of invited lectures and workshops throughout the year. We also provide a platform to the talented students through our inter-department competitions called Pratibha. It's our proud privilege to welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Himanshu Pandya, who is an embodiment of courage, perseverance, and has been the guiding force for students and staff alike. We all are very proud of the 5-star rating by GSIRF and once again, for the third time, emerging as the only state university in the top 100 university of India in NIRF ranking 2022. All this speaks volumes of the vision of our dynamic Vice Chancellor, Professor Himanshu Pandya. We also welcome our Registrar Sir, Dr. P.M. Patel, for being very supportive in all our endeavors. It's generally accepted that whatever we study and learn needs to be registered. We can always keep all that information in our minds, but we can also share our notes with others, isn't it? Documenting our research findings, reviewing research papers and articles is a skill, and we all need to strengthen it. The sooner we learn it, the better for our journey towards excellence in academics. At the same time, someone somewhere might find this valuable resource very useful, isn't it? I welcome our distinguished speakers, Dr. Hitesh Patel from Department of Chemistry, Gujarat University, and Dr. Kait Johar from Department of Zoology, Gujarat University, who have so kindly accepted to spare their time and share their knowledge and wisdom with us so that we learn how to document our research findings. I also welcome the faculty members, invited guests, and all the participants. We look forward to a great learning experience. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce Professor Hitesh Patel, sir. Sir is a professor at the Department of Chemistry and working in the field of synthetic organic chemistry, computational chemistry, and diagnostic kit development. His H index is 20. He has 111 plus publication in reputed journals. 7 patents are granted by IPO. More than 15 patents are filed and completed more than 8 projects. 15 PhD and 17 MPhil students were awarded the degree under his supervision, and 8 students are working for pursuing PhD degree. He has received Gujarat University Award 2019 for Outstanding Performer of the Year Teaching. GUSEC Innovation Award in 2019 also he has received. He is an academic council member and IPR cell coordinator of GU. Recently, the projects that has been received by him are from BIG, that is Business, Industry and Government, BIRAC, that is Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council, and Space Application Center, ISRO. I would like to welcome him on the stage. And if at all anyone is having any doubts, any queries, please write in chat box. Thank you.
Thank you. So, should I start my
Yes,
presentation?
yes, please.
Good afternoon, one and all. I, Professor Hitesh Patel from Department of Chemistry, Gujarat University, Ahmedabad. In today's topic or discussion, I will highlight on research at Gujarat University by our team, research credentials, our research team collaborations, and today's highlight topic, that is writing a review article. What we are doing at Gujarat University, we are working in the field of synthesis of heterocyclic compound, chiral synthesis, green chemistry, microwave irradiation reaction, ultrasonic reaction, and many more. We are having expertise in the field of computational added drug design, that is called in silico study. After designing the molecule, we will synthesize them in a various way. After synthesis of the molecules, we will carry out various studies, that is called in vitro studies, anti-cancer, anti-TB, anti-malarial, antioxidant, anti-protozoal, antiviral, etc. We are also working in the field of cell biology, enzyme binding, toxicity study, and recently our main focus on diagnostic reagent development for diagnosis of cancer and TB as well as other pathogens too. Our research credential in the introduction already discussed, so I'm not going to discuss it again. In my team, as you can see, out of 15 PhD students, 10 female candidates who have completed PhD under my guidance. In MPhil, out of 17 students, 15 female candidates completed MPhil degree. These are our supporting and collaborative institute. We are having collaboration with National Cancer Institute USA for anti-cancer activity, University of Messina for antiviral activity, Rega Institute Belgium. We are working with them for HIV. We are having funding from SEC, ISRO, BIREC, UGC, Gujcost. Also, we are having startup from GeoShek. We are working with the various laboratories like Microcare, GCRI, Biocare. We are having industrial support from Piramal and Oxygen Healthcare. Our manufacturing partner for the kit is Labcare Diagnostic India Private Limited. Other international and collaboration at our university. These are the list of faculties with whom our team is working. Now, as per the today's topic, the publications. There are different types of publications: conference proceedings, popular articles, letter to editor, then research paper in peer-reviewed journal, short communication, and review articles. Our main focus on review articles. So, what are the benefits from the review article? Review article will be published in high impact factor journal. Highest citation we can get, larger readers we have if we publish review article, use an introduction chapter in the thesis, book can be written based on the review article, and most important, when filing a patent, it is highly useful. Research may be done alone, but it's never done in isolation. Production of new knowledge is fundamentally depend on past knowledge. So based on review article or literature survey, we will get the information of our field, means what is already done by various group of scientists. Why review article is very popular or important? First of all, impact factor of different types of article. Here we can see that if review article is published, then its citation is very high rather than full paper or letters. It provides extensive review of previously published literature and to put them into perspectives. It offers citation evaluation of the published literature. It creates an understanding of the topic, identify gap in knowledge. It provides new approach or perspective that would be stimulate further research. Means if you want to start your research, you must do the literature survey properly. Then after, read each and every article and try to write a review article. Review article is an article that summarizes the current state of understanding of a topic. A review article survey is summarize the previously published studies instead of reporting new facts or analysis. Review articles are sometimes also called survey article or in news publishing overview articles. Function of review article: to organize literature, to evaluate literature, to identify patterns and trends in literature, to synthesize literature, identify research gap and recommended new research areas. Means based on review article we will have or we will get some information that what we have to do or what are the gaps that we can fulfill and we can carry out or start our new research. Audience and readers of review article: experts in specific research areas, student or novice researchers can read your review articles. Now, what is the length of the review article? Review article vary considerably in the length. Narrative review may be range between 8,000 to 40,000 words. Systematic review are usually shorter with the less than 10,000 words. Content or format of the review article. In the review article, first one is the title. Then after list of authors, abstract. Means what you have mentioned in the review article should be in 5 to 10 lines or usually 200 to 250 words only. Then introduction of your topic. After that, body or main part of the review article, in which we can include or we can write methodology approach, models or theories, extent of support for a given thesis, studies that agree with another versus studies that disagrees, chronological order, geographical location, then after the conclusion and references. Steps for preparing review articles.
We'll be talking
First step, that is narrow the topic, define a few questions or hypothesis. Search for literature source, refine topics and research questions during the search. Read, evaluate, classify, and make notes properly. Redefine the focus and the research question. Define the take home message. Compose a preliminary title. After that, find a structuring principle for the article, means chronological order, subject matters, experimental procedures. Prepare an outline. Find headings for the section of the text body. Plan the content of each paragraph in a different sections. Prepare table, concept, maps, figures, etc. Then draft the method sections, body section, conclusion, introduction, abstract. Then revise the draft of different sections, abstract and title, tables, figure, and ligands. Revise the citation and references, correct grammar, spelling, punctuation, and adjust the layout. These are the steps by which we can prepare the review article. Now, first thing first, do a thorough literature survey, because in the review article you must have sufficient quantity or sufficient number of research article or literature. Consult a journal. Whenever we are writing any review article, normally before publishing the review article in a good journal, we have to take permission from the editor. So, in whichever topic we decide to write to write a review article, we have to get consent from the journal editor. So, write a convincing covering cover letter and explain what you are going to write. Consulting with the journal editor, rationale why you want to write about the topic. Explain how you would handle the subject matter. Explain why you are qualified to write on the proposed topic. Estimated length and estimated date of completion of your review article. Before deciding to write a review paper, ask the following question to yourself. Which journal to be published by review? Do I know my stuff sufficient? Would it be considerable or considered at all? Now, literature survey. A collection of all scholarly writings on the topic. What is literature review? A systematic method for identifying, evaluating, and interpreting the work produced by the researchers, scholars, or practitioners. Approach to doing literature review. How to review the literature? First, read the published work. Then, interpretation of the published work means whichever article you are reading, you have to interpret it properly, understand it properly. Then, after, synthesize means systematically we have to organize. Approach to doing a literature review. It is possible to read all research ever published in your area? No, it's not possible for us. The reason is there are many papers. We have to select paper as per our requirement. So we have to find out how many articles are essential for us for the particular topic. The range of the literature to explore, background material which is of broadly relevance to your topic, literature and research studies which address issues that are closely related to your topic, literature which is directly related to your topic. Here, suppose if you want to search literature survey, then you can give initially the general title. Suppose I am going to search on gelatin. So I can write industrial application of gelatin, and then after I can put another keyword that halal gelatin alternatives in industry. Then again I can put the gelatin in food industry. So likewise, first of all the general title or general search, then after we can reduce as per the requirement. From where we can get the literature sources? Literature sources we can get from academic libraries, public libraries, national libraries, museum, archives, special collection, commercial organization, commercially available database like Scopus, Web of Science, Springerlink, etc. Literature sources, other sources, that is called, suppose if you are going for the off hard book or hardbound literature, then library catalog you can search, subject index, subject abstract, bibliography, encyclopedia, etc. Literature source, that is other literature source, maybe textbook, maybe article, thesis, government publication, legal publications, etc. Meaning of the literature, why it is required. Summarize, tabulate, use bibliographic software, EduNote or EdNote for managing the literature in a proper way. Analyzing and digesting the literature, note taking, summarizing the key findings, extracting the critical facts, arguments, examine the evidence, understand the interpretation. Here I'm just highlighting the key points for writing a review article. I'm not going to discuss in detail because it will take more time. Reading critical and analytical things, so definition, problems, theory, hypothesis, technique, interpretation, then after concept, arguments, standpoint, evidences. After that, we can go for further, that is called analysis of the literature we have done. Then synthesis means properly rearranging the literature, comprehension, and then knowledge. These are the online available sources from where we can get the online literature survey or literature. InflipNet, which providing ready reference or online reference for you. There are Consortium, open access, and project and service and library service provided by InflipNet. If you don't have access of InflipNet, then directly from the Google Scholar, you have to just type the topic or name of the researcher or scientist. You will get the information, that is called scientific articles you will get. Then after SciFinder, in the SciFinder, we will get the information of the current trends or recent research. Then Science Direct, which also help us to get the proper literature. Recently, we have published the review articles on nitration. Each and everyone, those are belongs to science, are familiar with the nitration, because from the 11th standard, the word is in mind, that is called nitration reaction. It's a simple reaction. But when we have gone through the literature survey, we have found that there are some interesting points or new protocols in the field of nitration, and that's why we have submitted or we have initiated the work on nitration reaction. We have submitted our review article and it is published at ChemSelect. Then again, the another topic, those are again associated with the biology. They are familiar with the word quinoline, which is known as antimalarial agents. Quinoline derivative known as antimalarial agent. On this topic, we have collected the literature survey or collected the articles, and then after we have wrote the review article, and this one is the highest cited review article from our group. Already mentioned, I have received award from the Gujarat University. I have also received an award from the GeoShek Innovation Award. These are some pictures where I met with the DRDO director and our former Chief Minister of Gujarat. Thank you one and all for listening me. If you wish to connect me, or you can contact me on the given links or email IDs. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable information and guidance provided. I hope the listeners have learned a lot from you. To carry on with the program, I would like to first introduce Dr. K. Johar, sir. He is the head basic research Iladevi Cataract and IOL Research Center, Ahmedabad. And he is working upon multiple funded projects from Government of India. His research interest is in cellular activity and its coordination with metabolism. Prestigious and best paper awards at academic and research and fellowship levels are being awarded to him. He is involved as principal investigator and co-investigators and has fetched huge grants for the upliftment of research. He has served as reviewer for many prestigious journals. He has he has been board of members for many prestigious journals from India as well as abroad. He is a lifetime member of Indian Society of Cell Biology and member of many board of studies. Uh, Patent that has been filed by him is methods and compositions for prevention of posterior capsule opacification. May I please request him to take over the stage and provide the lecture. Thank you.
Yeah, are you able to see my presentation?
Yes,
It's,
sir.
yeah, you can see.
Yeah, thank you very much for providing me a chance to explain that how effective research paper is written. So essentially, I will talk on writing a research paper, and I feel myself competent enough to give you about this. My knowledge about this subject is depend on my number of paper which are published in internationally reputed journals. So the goal of my presentation is to introduce various strategies from designing a research to a paper writing to help you understand the rhetorical situation of the paper writing proposal and the common elements of such proposals, to introduce the practical, rhetorical and grammatical principles of writing the effective paper, and to provide you with the tips for drafting and revising the individual section of the paper. So, a writing of a scientific paper is actually is a part of scientific writing. So, how does a scientific writing differs from that of a common, writing? So, common writing may have a lot of artistic components. So, we try to, avoid those kind of scientific, artistic component in the scientific writing. To say that, I want to make it clear that we want to, communicate our information very straightforward in a scientific writing. So that's why it has to be clear, it has to be simple, and it has to be well ordered communication. Means it should have only one and only one meaning. Okay. For that, you need to use a proper English, and you should have a sense to represent your skill in a fewest and shortest words. So, by the way, the first scientific journal was published in 1665, and it was looking, as you can see over here, that this is the a front of the first journal which was published, and this is in 1666. So we have already covered a lot of part in lot of way in the scientific paper and its writing. So a scientific paper is basically an accepted original scientific publication containing a scientific information to enable the peers that it must be the first publication of the original research results, to assess the observations, to repeat the experiments, to evaluate the intellectual processes. It should have some kind of impact, available to the scientific community without any restrictions, and available for the regular screening by one or more of the major recognized secondary services like various abstracting organizations like biological abstracts, index medicus, pubmed, etc., etc. So this is how a research paper looks like. So I have taken almost all pictures, of paper is from my own publication, because I don't have to come under any copyright or any kind of problem, and I can explain them better to you. So remember, a research paper comes after performing quality research. Okay, I am repeating myself that a good original research paper comes after performing quality research. That means is very clear that you need to first perform a quality research, and then only you can aim for writing down a good research paper. Okay, so here is a one research paper. This is explaining the journal. So this journal here is experimental eye research, and this is published by elsewhere. This is the title of paper. These are the authors. This is the affiliation. Okay, there are keywords. Abstract is there, and then other components of a research paper are given. So for writing a successful research paper, first of all, you need to have a focused area. Okay, so you should be very much focused that what you want to write. Okay, and that's what you need to work on first of all. So if you see the big picture of writing a research paper, then what you will come to is various parts of a paper. That is the scope and research questions that you are asking. The lacuna means the research gap that you want to explain, the hypothesis, aims, objectives, and how you have studied, that is called the methodology, and then why you have studied, that is the significance of the paper. So writing process of a research paper is done in 4 steps. First of all is making an outline, then after is to make a draft, and then after it needs to undergo several steps in the revision process, and then after each revision you have to edit, and then after a paper is finalized, and then it can be submitted. Okay, so the outline is the first and the foremost step in writing down. So why should you make outline for a research paper? Because it's going to aid in the process of writing, first of all, then helps you in organizing your ideas, presents your material in a logical form, shows the relationship among ideas in your writing, constructs an ordered review of your writing, defines the boundary and the groups among your topics, and prevents you from straying from the topics. Means it will keep you within your topic. So such an important part of paper is the outline, but remember, outline is never submitted. Okay, outline is a base. Okay, so how will you create an outline? So first of all, you need to perform a research, okay, before writing a paper. So you need to learn about that, the topic on which you want to write down a research. So what are the informations that are available, and then after you have to perform a brainstorming, that how you can generate an idea for your paper, and then after you go for organizing your components. Okay, and then you arrange them in a proper order, and then you give them title to each of your topic that you want to discuss, and that's how you make the outline. But that's okay, but what are the tips from my side to you that how can you make an effective outline. So for making an outline, you need to begin quite early. Okay, so it's gonna take is some time. A strong, detailed outline is a crucial step in the writing process. So that's why you need to give some time. You need a time to think on it. Refer to your outline and often and change. Keep your outline on your desk and keep on looking at it. And whenever you feel that this needed to be changed, then keep on changing. Okay, and give some time for it. Okay, be specific as possible. So you know the topic of your research, so remain inside only, don't try to venture outside of your topic. Avoid having too many subheadings, don't give so many subheadings. Okay, allow yourself enough time to make changes also. Okay, keep on changing. As many changes you will do, better your manuscript comes out. Focus on the lacuna and the research problems. Now, these two are the most important part of the paper, which will make your paper accepted. Okay, so these are the first step in the acceptation process, that you should have a properly identified lacuna, and then after how you make it into a thesis problem. So that's why lacuna, which is what is lacuna? Lacuna means research gap. So that has to be very properly defined, and that also needs is a lot of efforts. Okay, so give the efforts to these two very important problems. So, how would you start writing a research paper? Okay, so you need to know, okay, you need to justify and plan for your research, first of all. Then, after you show how your paper contributes to the existing knowledge, that's most important because this is what makes your paper acceptable. And then after demonstrate that you have conducted a discipline and a specific research. Okay, and always remember who is your audience, because you are writing this paper for not for you, somebody else is going to read your paper, so you should know who is your audience and what your audience accept, they are expecting from you, so you should be knowing that. So these are the parts of a research paper, so that we are going to go in a detail. So first of all, there are a lot of emotional points which are involved in writing a research paper, because it is a long process. So first of all, that's why I have put this cartoon, that yes, you need to first develop, okay, this in your heart, that yes, I can do it. Okay, if you decide, then definitely you will be able to do it. Okay, after that, give enough time, okay, for writing as well as for revising. Okay, now remember, very important point, that the quality of the research that you have done, okay, the quality of research that you have done should be reflected in your paper. Okay, your paper should not be any way lesser than the quality of your research that you have done. Okay, of course it cannot be better than what the research you have done. So that's why always try to bring your writing at a level of the research that you have done. Find a model paper. Okay, now this is a very important point, and particularly important for those people who are writing it first time, is to find out a model paper. So find out a paper which resembles your topic, okay, and follow that paper later. Okay, so this will make your writing process easier. Okay, Then make an outline that we already have, discussed. Then make a tables, figures, graphs, and other representation. So, what are the nut bolts in writing down the paper? Okay, so these are the various things which is very important in writing the nut. Paper is the length. Now, various journals have various length of the paper, but you know the double space type pages should be not more than 20 pages. It should be written in British or American English. That also depend on the journal. And nowadays, you just need to go and select in the word that you want to write down in British English or American English, and it will suggest you the changes. So that's not that difficult nowadays. Topics and subtopics are important part of your paper, and I would say that these are the nut and bolts of your paper. Okay, you need to have your style. Now, those people who are writing from a long time in the research, so they know that in what area they are working, and they have their own styles, and then they have their own considerations. So they need to follow that. Now, those students who want to write down first time the paper, then you need to understand what is style of your guide, okay, or the corresponding author, okay, and you have to follow that kind of style, okay. You need to know the voice, we'll discuss it later, and the visual aids, okay. So voice is very important in the paper. Now, we generally use both the type of voice in the paper. Sometimes we have to use the active voice, and sometimes we have to use the passive voice. And there are reasons for using the voice, but the reason is very simple. Wherever it is appropriate, use that particular voice. Okay. But what is the main point is this, that you should be able to manage is the coherence. Okay. Now the next thing is your tone. Now your tone is very important in writing down your paper. Okay, so try to strike a consistently confident tone. Okay, don't keep on changing your tone. Your tone should be always same. Okay, never use any arrogant or apologetic kind of words in your paper. Remain scientific most of the time, so don't leave science. Okay, give reference for all cited work. Okay, now this citation is the most important thing, and that makes a paper from artistic to scientific. Okay, so you need to have a citation for each and every work that you are citing in your paper. Now, another very important characteristic of the paper is the coherence. Coherence means it should remain bound. Matlab, the different components of your paper should be together. They should not appear separate. Okay, and for that you need to use the same style. Okay, you need to connect one point of your paper with the another point, or one heading of your paper with the another heading. So don't give out any description of the heading without acknowledging the previous heading. Okay, or don't complete one heading's writing before giving hint about the next heading. Okay, so both these things are important, and based on your style, select one which is convenient to you. Okay. Now, next very important part of the scientific paper is the plagiarism. So plagiarism is a very important point in this new and connected world. So now you know that each and every literature is now connected. So that's why there is a better chance that if you have taken sentences from somebody, then you will be caught. Okay, and this is called the plagiarism. Okay, so this cartoon, gives us a lot of information that it's all original research. I had no assistance when I looked it up on Wikipedia. I simply wants to say to our, new paper writers that Wikipedia is not only the source of literature. There are many different things out in this world. Okay, so you should not pick up anything from anywhere. Okay, so that's what the first sentence I have written at here. One cannot avoid plagiarism if they are doing it. Okay, so don't do it. That's the only suggestion. If you do it, you will be caught. Okay, simply modifying sentences is not going to help you. Okay, modification of sentences will be caught. Okay, you need to select your own words and you need to make your own sentences and then the paragraphs. Okay, now, our people generally have a problem that English is not our mother tongue, and we always try to write in English, and that's where we end up doing plagiarism. So that's what, my suggestion to you in avoiding the plagiarism is to, make sentences in your mother tongue. Okay, you make it in Hindi or you make it in, Gujarati, and then after translate it into English. Okay, and this how you will be able to avoid the plagiarism. Okay, and one more suggestion to you, all new, writers, is that make English as your absolute language. So whenever you are talking to science, it should be English and nothing else. Okay, this will greatly improve your language, and that's why you will be able to avoid the plagiarism. Okay, now, nowadays, technicalities are involved in the paper writing. You need to know is a lot of different softwares and other things. Okay, so you need to know a basic, computer and net knowledge, uploading and downloading of the documents, and Microsoft Word uh, is very important because most of the journals accept your paper in Microsoft Word. One more suggestion to you is to use Microsoft OneNote because it is very easy to use Microsoft OneNote compared to that of the Word. So I will suggest all of you to once upon, go and open the OneNote. It comes free with the Microsoft Excel, Microsoft EndNote, BibTeX, statistical softwares, graph softwares, plagiarism softwares, drawing softwares, photo editing softwares, and some other softwares. These all you need to at least know. You may not employ them, but yes, you should be know. So this will help you in making your paper, better. Now, the next important component in writing the paper is your title. Now, you cannot, write down the title. You cannot make a final title, but to begin with, you need to make some temporary title. Okay? So, fewest possible words that adequately describe the content of the paper is the title. Okay? So, remember, fewest possible words. Okay, so it should be as short as possible, as simple as possible, okay, and as clear as possible. And remember, the first thing that anybody reads in your paper is your title. All indexing and abstracting organization, they are doing their job in indexing your paper is also depend on your title. Okay, and it should contain all important keywords that you are going to use on your paper, should be meaningful and specific and not general. Okay, so don't try to make any general kind of title. Okay, should represent the functional nature of research and its finding. Okay, so here is one title from my my paper. So if you see how clearly the information are given, that dichloroacetate is one drug that prevents the epithelial mesenchyme transition of the retina pigment epithelial cell. So I am conveying a very clear cut information to my audience. Okay, so that's where they become very much obvious that what they are doing in the paper. So that's why it is very, very essential. Of your keywords, which are most important ones. Okay, so if you see my previous title, so there are some very important, keywords like dichloroacetate, epithelial mesenchyme transition, and the retina pigment epithelial cells. So simply, then I have drawn is the connect between these keywords. Okay, so which kind of questions that describe your paper perfectly? That perfectly that you have to and that select the one which best describe. So never include any in the
Johar sir, can you just keep your video switched off? There is some problem with the internet.
I think if you can see the PPT, that can be fine, I suppose.
Yeah, let's see. The signals are weak. So we are trying to connect back. Wait.
So I think, yeah, am I audible? So I think he was trying to convey the proper title giving. He was trying to convey the
Yeah.
proper amount of keywords to be used inside that, and he was talking about that. Okay, if when we begin the research in starting, we may not be clear about the title. I think when we were PhD students that time also initially when we started the research, we gave the title what was there in our mind, and gradually when we carried over, like when we started pursuing and we started exploring different aspects, then things started becoming clear and our title was refining and refining and refining.
True, true. So
So
these
I
are
think
all very important, tips that only experts can tell us, you know, and this conveys how the depth of your work and how you can, get the right kind of titles and to add the keywords and so on. So I think, yeah, it's a very purposeful thing, very important message that sir is trying to convey. I'm not sure about what is happening at that end, but I think Sagar is helping him connect back. So let's just wait for a while.
He very rightly said that you know with the research important, it is also very important to document it well. So sometimes the work is good, and but if we do not succeed in conveying the depth of the work, then probably that will not reach the audience with the kind of work we have done. So that way, how to publish well is also very, very important in order to convey that the kind of work we have performed.
So after the title, the keywords are also plays an important role.
Yes.
Means based on keywords, those who are searching the articles, if our keyword is proper, then
Yes.
by keywords, the maximum time the readers can review or download our article. So
Yes.
keywords plays an important role. So those who are writing research article or review article, they have to very much specific with the keywords.
The
And
language is
Correct.
also important. He highlighted that also. The language is also important. The tone of the language, the
yes,
voice of the language. I liked it. Well, that's
So
very
I think, sir, we are not able to connect back with sir because there is some interruption. So maybe I think we can conclude. Maitri, can you please continue?
Yeah, the information that was given by him was very useful, and two or three comments, people have offered help. Like, for example, there is a person, Hardik Panchal. He is a certified international trade professional, and he has said that he is a former Gujarat University student, and he is saying that please feel free to connect to get tips on your business expansion overseas. So that suggestion is there. One more person, Mr. Parth Chauhan, and he has also offered help that he is into AI and IT. So he has also offered help. So yeah, Parth Chauhan, we can read your message. So it is good that people are learning and as well as they are ready to offer help in any kind of research if it is required. Thank you very much. May I request Professor Dr. Jyoti Parikh, Madam, to please present vote of thanks.
Thank you, Matthew. On behalf of Human Development Cell and Internal Complaint Committee, Gujarat University, I would like to thank everyone who has helped in organization of this very useful and relevant webinar. Uh, First of all, I would like to thank Honorable Vice Chancellor of Gujarat University, Professor Dr. Himanshu Pandya, for all his support and motivation for all our endeavors. I would like to thank Registrar Dr. P. Patel and the officers of Gujarat University for extending all the required support. I would like to thank the Chairperson of Women Development Cell, Professor Dr. Archana Mankar, and Chairperson of Internal Complaint Committee, Professor Dr. Bharti Pathak Madam, for being the pillar of support for all our activities. Research is what propels the society forward. If research comes to standstill, we'll be unaware, we'll be ignorant, and we really would not know that what is the way forward. Not only researching, so as a mankind, we have to keep researching, and along with the research, it is also very important to document and publish the research. We would realize that everything that we know today is not being researched by us or innovated by us, but we have acquired this particular knowledge because the scientists across the world has published and documented their work. So, if the research is not being published, our knowledge will be limited. So it is very important to research, do good work, and publish. Publish not only to enhance our academic profile, it is also important to publish so the world can also benefit and can gain more knowledge. So I would really like to thank Professor Hitesh Patel and Dr. Kair Johar for sharing valuable information today and sharing the secret of good writing, research writing. And in fact, even I have also learned few things, and these things were very, very relevant. I'm sure all participants today would have gained some important tips, and this webinar would help them to publish better. I would like to thank the GUSEC, especially Sagar Bhai, and the technical support team from Rolwala Computer Center and Department of Computer Science, Jinali, Vedehi, for all the required technical support provided for this particular webinar. I would like to thank Matri for very gracefully anchoring this webinar. Last but not the least, the participants. I'm very happy that today we have more than 400 registrations for this particular webinar. And this active participation of all of you keep us motivated to do more and more useful webinars and the seminars. WTC and ICC is committed to bring a good number of webinars which are useful to everybody. So keep participating and keep learning. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. I think we can conclude our session here. You can see the feedback form link on the screen, so please do fill up the forms. Certificates will soon pop up in your windows. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.